the four big packers in the U.S. Packers a funny name too. We have the Green Bay Packers. I guess it comes from the packing industry out of Chicago. But Packers means slaughter plant for people that maybe aren't U.S. that would listen to this. So slaughter plant, abattoir guys, but meat packers. Now they control something like 80% of all the beef slaughter in the U.S. Four of them.
Correct.
And the antitrust laws, or the trust buster, back in Roosevelt, and I guess it was after him, in that early 1900s when they broke up the big beef trust. The U.S. government did because of monopolistic practice. And so there's a discussion about it today. Well, if that was when they had 70% of the market, well, today they have 80, then there's a precedent here. Why is this being looked at by the government or Department of Justice or that? And I don't know what to say about it. But we broke up the bells.
Yeah. That
was the telecommunications companies got bust up because of this great sort of monopolistic market practice, and now we have this. So I think it's an issue. It's a big issue for and you and I, we're global thinkers too. I mean, we're not just thinking U.S. but globally for food security, sustainability, and here we are today where we have this great disparity where things they're not connected. You would think that if you have a scarcity of food, then the price should come up. Well, it is coming up to the consumer, but it's not coming up to the producer.
Yeah.
And he's in a real pickle because now they've closed down plants, as we said. Yeah. There's less capacity to kill these animals, and we have millions of animals waiting to be slaughtered. Right. But there's no spot for them. Right. To go, so they're really bent over the barrel. Right. They almost got to take whatever price the packer wants to give them. They got to take it just to move the cattle out of the feedlots.
So we need to talk about the crisis in hand, the force majeure of now that packing plants are closed.
By the way, you told me right when this thing happened, I remember, and maybe late January, you told me, Max, wait till this stuff hits the packer plant, the workers. But way before anyone was talking about it. And
of course, a lot of water is used in those packing plants, right? So what's a virus, kind of humid?
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, yep.
So, you talked about monopoly, and maybe it's an oligopoly. Oligopoly. I always get that wrong.
Several players.
Right. You have several players. Interestingly enough, when they broke up the original four, they were all American players.
Yeah.
Now, several of them are foreign players that own these major four, right?
Yeah, right.
So, and they've been...
Two of the four, I think.
Two of the four are owned by
China and Brazil.
That's correct. And they're not good players in their countries, and without naming names, everybody in the production end of it knows who they are.
Yeah.
The consumers don't.
No.
I think some of the, Wall Street Journal, New York Times have written and talked about it, but it's almost... it's not a shock center. That's the fact, right? Yeah. And so, this is beyond USDA. Mm-hmm. This is now Attorney General that needs to look at, the Department of Justice. Mm-hmm. That's what producers say, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not all, I'm a capitalist. Yes. You're a capitalist. All producers are. We're not saying hold those kids under the bus and don't let them make more than this.
No.
But there's no checks and balances.